In the upper left corner of Clontis Mire, we do have Louen, the Masters level Protoss, against a Platinum level Terran known as only the Man of One Way. For the record, I believe that way is straight, but things could go either way. Ayo. As long as they only go one way. This game will be going underway though. No cheese going on. Usually if there is a low lead player against a higher lead player, then cheese is always on the menu. But that will not be the case today. Just a good old-fashioned macro match. And he's asking if this is EU server. I don't know. Oh, he forgot where he was. This is Korea. This is a Korean level master. Oh, geez. We do have refinery though, and double, whatchamacallit, assimilator. Wow. We do have double assimilator for Protoss now. Now I will actually, try to think about what I'm talking about. So double assimilator that early could signify some form of proxy Stardate play, something that's always fun to do. Do have the second supply depot on the way. Everything standard from Terran. Probably going to see a Reaper from him once he gets enough gas. And there goes the Cyber Core. We do not see a pylon though. I don't know what he's going to use all that gas for. He does only have 2 in each though now that I look at it. So anything is possible. I like to do the Stalker Mothership Core pressure, but usually you need 3 people in both gases, for 3 probes in both gases to do that. The Reaper will be finishing up here soon, about the same time as the Cyber Core finishes, and then it will travel across the land, searching far and wide. To kill probes is its best test. To escape is to survive. Reaper plays? Okay. Anyways, so, well, there goes the parody that I need to make now. Stalker is halfway done being chrono boosted, and the Terran's expansion is on the way. He is down a little bit of supply just because he did go for that Reaper. Reaper going to get at least 1 kill here, and then we'll get some scouting information seeing both gases possibly, or he's just going to run back and forth. Okay. Excuse me. Protoss should be throwing down, okay, his probe will go out to expand here in just a moment. Mothership Core and Warp Gate also on the way. Terran building another barracks, making submarines out of his reactor barracks, and getting that expansion up. It is halfway done. He will be ahead in regards to his economy. With that expansion timing, he did deny it by killing that other probe with a Reaper moments ago. So that does put him that much further ahead. Always a nice advantage to have. And he does start an engineering bay, going to get those upgrades here momentarily. Does also, well, he has 2 workers in this gas. That might have been a misclick, or maybe he has a plan. 2 more gateways being added. Usually would see a robo somewhere in here as well. Maybe we will see that here soon, but not just yet. The Mothership Core is going to come in here, try to scout, try to maybe kill any SCVs that are building things. Can't really get into the mineral line with a lot of time because it will have to quickly escape if it does get far into the Terran's base because of so many Marines. It does have 4 Marines will take this out pretty quickly, I believe. I don't know how many Marines a single Mothership Core can kill, but I know that this is not the best way to micro it. A lot of Marines are underneath of it, sits, and it's might actually go down. He did miss micro. He does have to waste the energy on the time warp to save it, and now he will not have any energy for a photon overcharge anytime soon if he does require it. This Reaper in here just scouting, does see the base, will get out alive. Everything is fine for him. Stimpat started, and the robotics for the Protoss will be finishing up here soon, but he will not have a lot of resources to start any Colossi production anytime soon. So that is not very good for him because there's a lot of Marines on the map and making so many more. Not making any Marauders just yet. I never know when to start my Marauder production. I'm not a Terran player. I plat level, and I cannot take an engagement to, like, I had a lead on a Protoss the other day, and I just threw it away because I could not engage him at all. I mean, I know you're supposed to split your army because I fight against Terrans all the time as Protoss, but I was just not doing it effectively at all. More and more Marines. The factory has been started. We'll probably see that just used to make a reactor, and that will be the end of the use of the factory. And then the starport will fly in, take its spot, kick it to the curb, and that will be the end of the factory's days. Observer is on the way though, already being sent somewhere. That will be the second observer actually. First observer coming in here will scout the Terran space in just a moment. We'll see the stim being researched. You would assume that would be stim at least. And of course it does have the double assimilator going down at his natural rather, and that will allow him to support some form of tech here. I would assume he'd be going for the robotics bay here in just a minute. Does start the +1 armor instead. Guess he wants to get that out, but usually I mean, I don't know, I never liked to do a robo, so I don't know the exact timings, but I would assume that the robotics bay would be down here by now, at least because you do want to have it started by 9, I believe. I believe that's what it is. Usually I know what I'm talking about a little bit more. I don't know what's going on with me tonight. I do apologize. And the scan, not scanning, scan, not scanning. Okay. Oh, he doesn't have any energy. Now he does. There it goes. That confused me, but we do have the robotics bay finally started, and we do have the immortal coming out. I don't know why he's making an immortal if he's only seen Marines. Seems like a bit of a waste. I'm not too sure about all that. And there it goes, the factory being kicked to the curb. We don't care about the family it has to support. We just know that the starport needs to have that reactor on it to make those double metavats. The third base started for our Terran player as well, if only to make SCVs for a while until the third base can be secured. Reaper Dinner tried to get some scouting information, will run into a Protoss force, unless it just jumps in over here. What are you going to do, Mr. Reaper? You could just jump in up here. Yes, it would be seen, but it could probably still get out pretty reasonably as well. This army is seen by the Protoss player. They're also moving the observer with it. And the Colossus will be done in time. The range upgrade is debatable. I don't know. But you don't want to engage on this location because the Terran army could just be force fielded in both spots, and then Stalkers will do a lot of damage from a range, even though he only has one stalker. He does also have the immortal. And here goes a drop though. Usually another observer would be up here or in some position to detect drops. That is not the case today though. So that will actually do a decent amount of damage. I would like to see a double drop though. Double drops are so effective because it does force the Protoss army to be split in multiple locations as well as just multitasking. It will bring down other aspects of their game. Like this, we do have the Photon Overcharge started just to deter this army. It will kill a pylon, and we'll actually be able to kill a second pylon. And oh, that's just a photon cannon warping in, and they can actually get that from outside of range as well. The medevac is well within range though. Doesn't get the photon cannon. Got a little bit afraid of the overcharge. Does supply block the Protoss though. Is still only making Marines. Marines and medevats is his entire army. Getting another reactor on that factory might just go for widow mines or something like that. I don't see any armory for Hellbats, nor do I see a need for Hellbats. Yes, there's a decent amount of zealots out here as per usual for a Protoss army, but I'm not feeling it. That is a lot of Marines. He does have 59 and 1 Marauder. And 1 Reaper as well. He is only down by 3 SCVs, mules helping to bring that income into his favor or even it up to say the least. We'll see next time he lands mules. He's not been using his energy. That's a bit of an issue. This Protoss army does use hallucination, always underrated. And the Stim Marines from behind though, this is actually really nice from the Terran player. He will focus down the real one and now going after the fake. And now the entire Protoss army has been sandwiched. That was a really nice move from the Terran player. He did surround the army, and now he is just killing everything. Another warping going down, and all the Colossi have died. The Zealots trying to run away. They do not have charge yet, so that means that they are very slow. And the Stim Marines are very quick to catch them. A sentry over here will force field this off, but you can still walk around that, as well as just lift up in the medevats. And more bio being made, a lot of SCVs transferring over to the third base. Another Colossi is out on the field, but he is just stimming up a couple of Marines at a time. And somehow that's working for him. That never works for me when I try to do it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong though. And he is just going hard on this Colossus and wants to get it down. Does scan for the high ground vision as well. He's not in range to kill it, though. He could just drop in the main. No. Oh, he almost gets it. It is down to 18 health. And there goes the medevac picking up. There goes the Stalker dying. This Colossus knows what's in store for him. Trying to run over to the turrets, and another Colossus is out on the field. More Zealots dying. Terran is ahead by about 30 supply. Still making more SCVs. More bio is being streamed across the map. Could make some Vikings, but that does not seem to be a need on his list of things to make. He is just focusing down the Colossus. Very good. Very easily as well. Surprisingly easily. Does get that one. There's only one left on the field. And he's just going to push in here. Photon overcharge is started. He does kill the last Zealot. The last Samurai, the last Zealot, whatever floats your boat. More and more Colossi being made. Another Mothership Core being made. 2-2 started for Terran, and Protoss' upgrades only being the 1-1. That is a bit of an issue for him. Twilight Council did just finish up. We do have Viking production finally started, as well as a lot of bio. Marauder Slow finally started as well, because he finally has Marauders. Earlier he only had Marines, and he took out Colossus with Marines. Something that the Protoss player did wrong there was just get completely sandwiched and didn't do anything about it. Protoss is getting the +2 armor, though, is also getting the Templar Archive Storm being very effective against Marines, I heard. The third base going down as well, but that is so very far behind the Terran's third base that Protoss isn't in the best spot. Another thing I really like to see from Protoss is the Observer Speed upgrade, especially if you are afraid of drops, just because it makes them be able to keep up with medevacs very easily. And we do have Charge on the way. We do have, this base was scanned moments ago. Terran, though, is ahead by a 60 supply margin. And that is quite a bit. He's ahead in workers. He's ahead. He's just ahead. He has 45 Marines against 45 Marines with the micro that he had last time. Let me say that 45 Marines against the micro he had last time. If I could talk, would destroy this army. He also has Marauders, Vikings, and medevacs with that now. So he's just in a very strong position. More and more units being warped in, but Storm. They only have feedback and Archon being made. Another hallucination going down, but it's at the back. Usually you want hallucinations at the front. What are you doing? He's not using that very effectively. He just has it sitting in the back. Okay, now it goes in the front, but it's only going to save him for a short time. The Bio Army stims forward, killing off a lot of Zealots. Another one being killed as it warps in. And here comes the engagement. All the Protoss front line has died. The Colossus is doing a lot of damage, but it is taken out by the Vikings, and the Protoss player just leaves. The Protoss player, he calls him out for being a Platinum, even though the Protoss was a Masters, and the Terran player just cleaned house. He came in here, this fight over here, where he sandwiched the Protoss army with Marines alone, was actually quite amazing. Then he hit a very nice timing. His 2-2 wasn't done yet. Would have went even better if that was done, but he didn't want Charge to be finished. He didn't want armor upgrades to be finished. He didn't want a Templar count to be out of control. But the Protoss went Templars and never got Storm. He went tech after tech and just kept losing his army in very bad engagements, losing his tier 3 repeatedly as well, so a very small Viking count could clean up the rest of them. Good game, though, from ManofOneway, and thank you for that replay.